Your sound is low. Right.
Honorable President of the Bangladesh Family Foundation and chairperson of today's webinar, noted academic, scientist, and Islamic thinker, Vice Chancellor of Ahsanullah University of Science and Technology, and former Vice Chancellor of Islamic University of Technology of OIC, Professor Dr. Muhammad Fazli Ilahi, Honorable Secretary General of Bangladesh Family Foundation, and moderator of today's webinar, noted educationist, researcher, writer, and poet Ashraf Aldin, Honorable paper presenters, Professor Dr. Muhammad Kamaluddin from Dhaka University, Dr. Narendra Tagunna of Tribhuvan University, Nepal, special guest, Professor Dr. Shah Alam, Aligarh Muslim University, India, and Dr. Joki Tulangi of Mizoram University, India. Dear brothers, sisters, gentlemen, and ladies, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. It's my pleasure to invite you to today's webinar. And this is our first program, first international webinar. In fact, I would like to say a few words about the background, how we started our program. In fact, I'm humble with pleasure to say with few points about at the inaugural program of the Bangladesh Family Foundation. I am grateful to Almighty Creator Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, who has kindly given me chance to initiate this program. I'd like to recall that 3 decades back, when my grandfather, noted Islamic scholar of the country, Maulana Mir Abdul Salam Rahimullah Alayh, has expressed his eagerness to me for publication of manuscript of the Quran. In fact, he has written this manuscript early 30s, and in 1968, my father's he published the 13th part of Juzamma Pada. So, and he has given it to the publisher. Publisher said that I will give you royalty and copyright is mine. My grandfather said no, there is no copyright because this is the kitab of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So no copyright will be given. So in his lifetime, he could not publish it, and he was very eager to publish. So I had when I usually frequently visit my grandfather, he expressed his desire for publications of this manuscript. At one stage, I promised him, though it's more than 30 years back, I was quite young, and I have no idea about publications. Okay, that I would do it, inshallah. So after his death, he died in 1993, and in 1997 March, we have started monthly family get-together based on Quran Majid and Quranic teachings. We have every month we have a family get-together, and we donate some money. It's a family get-together, and we have a Quranic teachings, verses from Hadith. So, and Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, that program is still going on without single break. And in the forthcoming month of March 2021, this program will reach successive 24 hours without break. Alhamdulillah. This year, from the month of March, it's become global at Zoom program with our relatives residing various parts of the globe. Alhamdulillah, my grandfather's manuscripts of the Quran Majid published in 3 volumes. And again, the another edition is coming, inshallah. So I'm happy to inform you that many people were interested to know about our family get-together program based on Quran Majid. I was thinking to make our program, it is as an institutionalized and academic. In 2018, I shared my idea with the then Malaysian High Commissioner, Sister Noor Ashikin. She was very delighted to know this and requested me to organize a program at her High Commission. On 8 December 2018, we organized a day-long workshop on integrity and professional development at the High Commission office. And noted academic, scientist, founder, vice chancellor of Bangladesh Open University and Southeast University, Professor Dr. Muhammad Shamsher Ali, and the then Vice Chancellor of Decorated International University, Professor Yusuf Islam, Professor Dr. Aziz Rahman, and psychologist Dr. Kushal were present as resource person, and I coordinated and moderated those program. On 9 December 2018, an executive of Institute of Family Management was formed, and I was nominated as chairman and CEO of IFF. We started our programs with very humble way, teachings, etiquettes, and manner to the kids. That is our first program, and we have done so many programs on these issues. And this year, we have organized a day-long seminar and workshop on challenges of shaitan and divine guideline. So it was held in the February, and it was a very successful program by the grace of Almighty Allah. And at the pandemic situation in March, we have started our June programs. IFM director, Brother Junaid Mori, conducted for successive 37 days. Later, we organized it for 4 days in a week. Now it's 3 days in a week till January. One of our important projects is Know Your Enemy, No Shaitan. US-based noted academic, scientist, researcher, and author of Shaitan Manobata Chirosottu, or the ever enemy of humanity, a devil, the book author, Dr. Nazrul Islam Khan. He conducted this Zoom class, and inshallah, he will complete it in 52 lectures. Already, he has given 21 lectures. So we have a plan to publish it as the sermons in Jumu'ah prayers and in a book. About Bangladesh Family Foundation, in 2018, there was a roundtable held in Dhaka on World Islamic Economic Forum at the Hotel Radisson. So there I met Professor Dr. Jamilur Raja Chaudhary. He was a noted educationist, scientist, and Vice Chancellor of BRAC University and Southeast University. And he was also advisor of the caretaker government. So when I shared this idea, he was very excited, and he immediately accepted to lead this program. And he also mentioned the name of our president, Professor Dr. Muhammad Fazli Iraqi. So it was, in fact, I was a little bit upset when he said the another name. I thought whether he is trying to escape. But there is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he died at this year, early this year. And when we contacted Professor Dr. Muhammad Fazli Ilahi, he gladly accepted our proposal besides his very busy schedule. So we are grateful to our Honorable President, Professor Dr. Fazli Ilahi. And also we pray for the salvation of Professor Jamilur Raja Chaudhary. So,
can you please finish within another 5 minutes?
Sorry, there was a disruption. And
can you finish it within 5 minutes?
In fact, I remember that with the enthusiasm of Professor Dr. Jamilur Raja's name, when he mentioned the Professor Dr. Fazli Ilahi's name, it was a great honor for us. So he immediately accepted our proposal, and despite his busy schedule, he agreed to conduct this organization. So we have a few programs to run this organization. Actually, we are looking for we want to do a very positive way how to change our society. What is needed, what is guided in our holy books. So we have draw a 7-point program. First of all, the Start Kindness movement. Who was the kindest person? Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was the kindest person. So being a follower of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it's our duty to follow him. So
Kamal,
we
ki
want to
khabar?
start a student kindness forum
Hello.
and youth kindness forum. And you'll be surprised to know there was a huge suicide committed in our country and rest of the world. In according to the official figure of 2017, at least 30 people commit suicide every day. And according to WHO, in every 40 seconds, one person commits suicide. So, but unfortunately, there was no measures, no step by the government or political party or NGOs. So we want to encourage them. So you should take some program to stop suicide. And and the most important cause of the devil is to break among the couples, married couples. So and there was, you will be surprised to know there was a breakup of marriage thousands in our country. So we want to stop breakup of marriage. Our fourth program that is also to respect elders and take care parents. Our fifth program is respect and take care of orphans, widows, disabled, and old people. Our number six program is empower and glorify and of women with respect and dignity. Our number seven program is stop drug addictions, acid throwing, pornography, and all sorts of violence against humanity. So we have already made a seven subcommittees to lead this program, and we are delighted that we have a good resource person, and those who join in this program, we are expecting that you will also be part of it, and we have already uh, uh, our subcommittee convener accept stop suicide and stop drugs addiction, acid throwing, pornography, and all sorts of violence. So we are looking for two conveners for these two subjects. We hope that you will be with us, inshallah. And our next program is spreading globally. So we have a plan to express this program in 2021 is a Global Family Foundation. So I'd like to request those participants who join this program, please start global your part of in your area as a in your locality family foundation, and you will be part of it. And our next program is to uh, start a smart university, which called University of Humanity, because that is the most lacking thing. We become so materialist, so we don't have human values. We already forget these things. So it will be the most important part that we should know about our enemy, and we should know our creator. And as a human being, we must be humanist. Our values should be there. And in 2023, we have a plan to revive of World Friendship Association, which was founded by my father, not a jurist, Islamic thinker, a humanist, Sadi. So these are our in future program, inshallah. I'll be very short, inshallah. So I'm looking your cooperation, your suggestion, your dua, your blessings for this program, because we are all human beings. We have such a program that we can share with each other. We can be benefited from each other. We are as a part of this global village. We can be immensely benefited from each other. We can share each other. So we first of all we like to start the spread kindness. We need to respect and love each other and spread this message. So I would like to thank you, and I hope, inshallah, within short time we have already name clearance from the joint stock, and we'll go for the regular registration program. And our forthcoming program will be based on these topics, and we are also inviting some other issues which is not mentioned here, so that we can do a social movement to change our society. First of all, we would like to start from our family and our society, our country, and globally for the sake of mankind. Thank you for your patience, Yadi. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sadi. He is the founder of Family Institute of Family Management, and now plans to float a platform like Bangladesh Family Foundation. So today's program is international seminar on mental health and suicide in the context of COVID-19. The whole world is suffering. Everything has stopped. People are suffering socially, economically, politically, and everybody, seniors and juniors, everybody is suffering from different kinds of stresses. So we are going to now have the presentations from noted scholars. The first, I'll request Mr. Professor Kamaluddin of Dhaka University to present the paper on mental health. Professor Kamaluddin is a professor of psychology of University of Dhaka. He received postdoctoral award of the European Commission in 2013, and he earned PhD degree in psychology from Kyushu University, Japan, in 2006, receiving prestigious Monbusu Scholarship of the Japanese government. Dr. Kamal is he was a talented student. He was placed first in both honors and masters degrees from Dhaka University. He has, he was awarded the Professor M.U. Ahmed Gold Medal for his distinction in the MSc examination. To his credit, Dr. Kamal has got 50 research articles, including a chapter in the book Advances in Cognitive Science, published by Sage India. Dr. Kamal is a regular reviewer and a consulting editor. He is a well-traveled person and he is very busy. He is a member of Asia Pacific School Psychology Association, founder of Bangladesh School Psychology Society. He's such a busy person, a good researcher and good guide for a team of people working in the field of psychology and school psychology. I'm not going into details because it will try our patience. So I will now invite Professor Kamal to go ahead with his presentation. Professor Dr. Muhammad Kamaluddin.
Thank you, Ashrafuddin sir. Thank you. The topic today is mental health and suicide. And my part is mental health. So I am going to present something, not many things, because today in front of me, I see many learned, distinguished scholars from India, especially Professor T.P. Thakur, Professor Saxena sir, Professor Dr. Paddo Koli Banerjee. She is a Pro-Vice Chancellor of Amity University and a very good speaker. I see Professor Rakesh from India, Professor Shahlom from Aligarh Muslim University, and also from Bangladesh, I see Professor Dr. Akbaruddin Sar, retired Vice Chancellor of the Relation University, the current Vice Chancellor of Hasanullah University of Science and Technology, Professor Dr. Muhammad Fazli Allahi.
Our friend Tomoko Suzuki is also here.
Tomoko Suzuki, oh, very nice. She is also from India. And Professor Jogalukutan is from Mizoram. She is not here, perhaps. I don't see her. So, during this COVID, definitely, as Ashrafuddin said, mental health is shattered globally. But this is not true in all cases. And to get rid of this, as the main speaker initially talked about the religious practices and everything, but I would like to add something to get really meaningful life, we need to become human being first, then go for the second option of religiosity, in my view. Because this is a global problem. The religion itself is a problem, and this is a curse to humanity as well. What is the reason of this malpractice that I don't want to go into the details? Definitely, if somebody practices religious activities very nicely, he or she will get the benefit. But in most cases, it is misused. Anyway, I saw Dr. Narendra from Nepal as well. I will not talk anything from religious or political perspective, but I firmly believe that humanity should be upheld first, then you go for any other activities, then it will definitely bring happiness to all of you. I am sure this is the lacking part in humanity. So I'm going to share my screen. I will speak very little. I think discussion will be very fruitful from many people. So today, I appreciate Ashraf Al-Din who organized this program during this time, and you brought many scholars, eminent people from home and abroad together. And I appreciate Professor Dr. Fazli Alaisa to spend his valuable time. He's a very busy person. I see as a Vice Chancellor a lot of work to do. And also other distinguished people are busy as well. So the thing is about how to ensure mental health, not during COVID, before and after also. So we frequently talk about mental health, what it is. That is not clear to all of us. That's why the frame of reference also varies. So coping with stress during the 2019 novel coronavirus outbreak, this is my title, but I will focus first on mental health, physical health, and the components. Health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity defined by the World Health Organization. The definition is very comprehensive. If you claim that you are healthy, you must have physical, mental, and social well-being. And the first director of World Health Organization, Dr. Brock Sesulom, stated that without mental health, there can be no true physical health. Furthermore, since we are talking about mental health, what mental health really means? It is defined as a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. So this is a parameter against which we all can determine or define whether we are healthy or not. I would like to explain a little more this definition of mental health. What's wrong? Can you hear me, please? Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
So the three components of mental health.
it's clear, audible, sir.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Three components of mental health are emotional well-being, psychological well-being, and social well-being. If you critically look at these three components, again you will be able to determine whether you are healthy or the people around you is healthy. Emotional well-being includes happiness, interest in life, and satisfaction. Psychological well-being includes liking most parts of one's own personality, being good at maintaining the responsibilities of daily life, having good relationship with others, and being satisfied with one's own life. The social part is even more important during this COVID-19. Social well-being refers to positive functioning and involves having something to contribute to society, that is social contribution, feeling part of a community, whether you can feel that you are part of the society, that is the social integration, and whether you can believe that society is becoming a better place for all people, that is social actualization, and that the way society works makes sense to them. This is the four component of social well-being that is missing during this time. People cannot feel that what is going around me in the society, I can sense them. If you cannot sense them, you are not part of the society. People cannot feel or believe that society is becoming a better place for all people. So social actualization is also hampering or missing. People cannot involve themselves to contribute to society, that is social contribution. So social contribution, social integration, social actualization, and social coherence is missing or lacking or deteriorating during this COVID-19, and definitely we have many things to do to help restore, because social perception is more important. During this time, we conducted a study online though, and it was based on social perception of security, corona concern, and the stress. And I will show you the findings in one slide, which is like this. This was my research during this COVID. Here you can see there are three groups of people. The top line represents the people who are having perceived their society as having no social support. This is the low social support group. The middle one is the people who have medium perception regarding social support, and this is the highest one, red one. The relation between these two variables, one is corona concern or concern over corona, and the other one is perceived stress. The people perceive corona as higher, the stress goes also high. However, the people who perceive social support, in their case, the relationship, even though still positive between corona concern and the perceived stress, but the amount of concern over corona is lower. It is 18.19 for the high perceiving group, 20.43 for medium, and 22.66 for the low perceived group. So social perception or society plays a crucial role in perception of their stress, in perception of their mental health. So to make people's mental health better, society should come forward to make a meaningful contribution to the people around us. Now I'm going to ask you some questions that definitely you face. Are you stressed about 2019 novel coronavirus? The answer is yes. Your feelings, your feeling of fear, you have feeling of doubt, your feelings of anxiety, your feelings of sadness. But definitely this is normal during a pandemic. So if you want to deal appropriately with stress, anger, anxiety, confusion, and post-traumatic stress disorder, definitely among many things, you have to consult a psychologist who can help you to a greater extent. But psychologist cannot solve all the problems associated with this perception of anxiety, depression, and so many things. Because here economical factor is also there, lots of job, dignity, so many issues are there. But psychologist can still make something contributable. So what happens if somebody faces stress. It leads to emotional problems, it leads to depression, it leads to panic attacks, anxiety, and worry. It releases powerful neurochemicals and hormones that prepare us for action, either to fight or flight. This is important. When we face with stress, some people struggle, some give up. Why some people fight and stand against this, and why other people cannot? That is the personality structure or psychological makeup of the individuals. The way we prepare our children, whether they're resilient, whether they can bounce back from stress, whether they can face adversity, that is crucial during these stressful or adverse situations. And it is also how people respond to it. All people will not respond equally. So everyone reacts differently to stressful situations. This should be known to all of us because we sometimes expect that why he is behaving this way, why he is behaving this way. This is not the way we should think of, because every people is unique, every people is very individual. So individual has strength and weakness, and based on that, they will react to this stressful situation. So the background of the individual matters, whether he will fight against stress or he will simply flee. The personality structure made during his childhood, the social connection, that is important. Some people remains introvert, shy, and disconnected with the rest of the people. That is problematic sometimes. Achievement abilities, whether the people can achieve during this time. The emotional reactions to particular situation is definitely a part of stress perception. The community people live in, that is important. If it is a community of sub-community or people in the community work together regardless of gender, regardless of religion, regardless of political affiliation, regardless of social structure, social status, then it becomes a human society. And this human society definitely buffer against the perception of stress, perception of distress, and the life becomes meaningful. So we have to focus on humanity and how we can make this human life very peaceful life. So stress during this infectious disease, this is very serious things concerning the religious people, I think so. Because in our religion, in other religions, people says human being is for humanity. But what we have seen during this COVID-19, even somebody died, mother, father, or nobody is going to even bury that person. What religious foundation we have? We do not. We do not feel like that we should come forward to rescue. We feel that our life is much more valuable. Why should we stay in this world for a longer time? But what we have learned so far from politics, from religiosity, from many things, we do not learn anything from humanity. I saw in the television program that somebody is dying out of food, but nobody is coming forward to rescue. Somebody is dying in the hospital, but nobody is going there because of fear of coronavirus disease. So coronavirus is even powerful than your imagination, than your thinking pattern, than your anything else you can consider. So this is our COVID-19 that has taught us many things, that we are self-centered, we are egocentric, and we are in fact not becoming human being. This time we are feeling socially isolated, even though social distance is maintained, but still we can make a good connection. Many ways you can do. You can help people. There is a proverb saying, paradox of money. Money cannot buy happiness, but still many people, we people believe that money can buy happiness. It cannot. So money can only buy happiness when you spend money for others, not for youths. So during this time, it is a very good opportunity to spend money for fellow human being, regardless of his identity, whether he is from any particular group of society, doesn't matter. You come forward, you spend money, definitely you can buy happiness through this. There is a positive psychology, and definitely there are certain psychologists here who can speak on these issues, especially Dr. Poddokoli, Dr. G.P. Thakur, Saxena, and many others. They know how psychologically we can be healthy. Fear of losing job. During this time, I came to learn that many teachers in Bangladesh now are selling some products on the street, losing their job. Definitely government is taking initiative. People, we are also doing that. But 20% of the people are holding property of 80%, and remaining 80% are holding only 20%. Why the humanity cannot save human people? Because we are egocentric. So no teaching has enabled us to come forward to help these people who are in the distressed situation. So these are the issues that aggravate the problem, and definitely when people are remaining in frustration, they will seek alternatives. This is the problem with the people's perception. They do not find a correct way of dealing with this situation. They rely on alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. This is not the realistic way to handle their problems. So somebody should come forward to let them know that this is an alternative, and definitely showing the alternative is not good enough. Vis-a-vis, you have to come forward to provide shelter, provide foods, provide financial support. And during this time, experiencing stigma because of age, race, or ethnicity, disability, or perceived likelihood of spreading coronavirus, as I said earlier. So we should think as a whole, we all are human beings without making subsections. So there are responses to stress, bodily response. From mental point of view, we respond to emotional and behavioral. From behavioral perspective, we suffer insomnia, we rely on smoking, drinking, more or less loss of appetite. Emotionally, we lose confidence, we lose our self-esteem, we remain lonely, we fear, and we become phobic. And from mental point of view, we worried, we remain indecision, and nightmares are there, and sometimes some physiological or bodily changes occur, reaction to stress, that is headache, fatigue, breathing problem, rapid heartbeat. So how to support these people? Let them be remaining in the perspective. Perspective means you have to come out of your problem so that you can understand your problem properly and address that problem very smoothly. So keep things in perspective means do not be overwhelmed with the problem itself. Get the facts. Sometimes this pandemic gives a lot of information in the media, Facebook, television, and it becomes infodemic. And this is very bad. When you are confronted with a lot of information, without judging, you are succumb to the pressure from this information. Please mute all the participants except me. Stay connected with other people. People are not connected with other people because some people are very friendly, some people are very cooperative, but others try to avoid those people who are in trouble. Keep yourself healthy. Try to remain healthy life. How to maintain healthy life? You know, some exercise, food, and other routine works. Research yourself with exercise. During this time, our time is unlimited, but you cannot utilize this time because we are captivated in the room. So do not exercise. So if we do so, that will be a problematic condition for us. Establish daily routines and stick to them. Sometimes we remain sleeping for night together, and also in the morning we do not get up and continue till mid noon. So that is not the way to deal with this problem. You should maintain more or less your routines. Do an activity you enjoy or find meaningful every day. Say, for example, art, reading, prayers, talking to a friend, music, and cultural activities. You can do it. So cultivate ways to be more calm. That is a very important part. During this time, you have to learn how to remain calm and composed. Sometimes we become excited. Sometimes we become restless. Sometimes we become incapacitated because we do not know the alternative ways to handle this very bad situation. Being flexible and creative in using smartphone, email, text messaging. Sometimes you remain busy using mobile phone, using other devices for long. This is not healthy. Improving your sense of control. You have to control over your activities. Be mindful. So it is very difficult for many people to be mindful when there is no food in the house, when you have no job. So you have to think for those people
Sir, job
who
क्या
is in
below job
trouble.
ले लो below job.
During this time, children are at risk. Sometimes,
Below job ले लो करने वाली ले टपा टप टपा
please
टप
mute
टपा
all
टप
the participants. I cannot continue without being
टपा
making them
टप
silent.
टपा टप
So
छका
they are
छक छका छक
talking.
मारूंगा.
Arshapal Din sir, please mute. There should have a controller. Talk with your child or teen about the 29 coronavirus outbreak. During this time, parents are healthy resource for their children. To interact with their children, they can maintain a very good health because children are unruly in the sense if you have a child about 7 to 16 years old, they cannot remain in the house for prolonged time, for whole day, for whole months, for whole years, but still they are in the house. You should manage the children in a very good manner, but you have to know how to handle these children. Sometimes parents become very uh, agitated when children do something wrong. But during this time, they have to be very calm and composed and let the children do
अरे
what they
सर
want
मैं
to
क्या कह रहा
do.
हूँ बोर्ड के एग्जाम्स कैसे थे यार बोर्ड के
Mr. Musharraf Hussain, please mute your mic. Answer questions and share facts about 2019 and COVID. Reassure your child or teen that they are safe. So children are at risk during this COVID, and you have to have some capacity to handle
तेरी
this
माँ की
situation in
चूत
many different ways. And the Ministry of Education can take a very good step. So, for example,
तेरी माँ की चूत तेरी माँ की
they can make a platform through which students can interact with their teachers. What is this?
लारी नारो नारे 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 ना.
I finished my speech because some unwanted music, unwanted speech is there, but no one is here to control over this situation. This should not be. This is an international webinar that should be maintained with very high
Dear
precision and
audience,
control.
dear audience, is it normal courtesy to mute
No,
the all
it is in
microphone?
the control of the organizer.
मीटिंग से निकल जाओ
सर तुम्हारी माँ की चूत तुम्हारी बहन की चूत.
बस
Not
What is happening? Somebody is using abusive language.
so I am talking, but somebody has muted my mic. So many things were missing, perhaps. Okay.
La 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 la.
Very nice, Himanshu. You are in a meeting or somewhere else. So, Arshapal Din sir.
Sir, make him out. That gentleman should not be here.
This is a very good platform where I have first come to learn that everybody can do everything in this seminar. Everybody can play music, everybody can dance. So this should not be. Thank you so much. I finished my speech because of this
Interruption.
kind of interruption, and flow of my speech halted. So in these few words, I definitely nothing to talk about this mental health, because we people should learn how to become a human being first. Then we should learn how to help others who are in the helpless condition. Then almost all problems will be solved. But without this outlook, without this perspective, whatever arrangement you do, that will not work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Kamaluddin. It was a wonderful presentation. Though there was some interruptions, otherwise the subject actually in mental health is so wide, and then particularly this pandemic has taken the toll on not on the people of Bangladesh, India, or surrounding countries. No, in the whole world. It has taken toll, and then it has affected people of all ages, because people have lost their job, people are under the threat of losing their job, business is shattered, and particularly the younger people, schools and colleges and universities are closed, and they
सर
are,
गांड मरते टाइम
ये चुप
गांड मरते टाइम लगा तेरी बहन की जो गाली
they have really nothing to do. So that's how it has become a problem. So that's why now it is a stress for everybody.
गाना बजाओ ना
Colonel Ashraf sir, who is this guy?
What kind of people you have invited in this group? They are writing something which is very obscene.
अच्छा
जितना तूने बोला है
अच्छा
सर
ये
यहाँ पे जो तुम ना ये बिना फालतू का ज्ञान चोद रहे हो ना, इससे हम सब बोर हो रहे हैं।
ডক্টর কামাল
Yes.
সবাই কি আনমিউট কিভাবে করতে হয়?
আনমিউট তো আমি যতবারই করি, they become
ज्ञान मत चोदो, ज्ञान मत
and the
ज्यादा
person
ज्ञान
who
मत
is
चोदो, गाने सुनने दो
speaking
गाने।
is very foul person.
Some people have
ज्यादा
joined
ज्ञान चोदोगे ना, ज्यादा ज्ञान चोदोगे ना तो यहीं पटक के वहां चोद देंगे
You
तुम्हारे।
are giving reflection of your country.
अबे तुम्हारी माँ का लौड़ा तो भोसड़ी को तुम्हारी माँ तो दूंगा।
anyway.
Professor Kamaluddin, what is going on?
I don't know. I don't know who is doing what. Yes, please.
Sir,
क्या मैं चूतिया
Yes.
सर
this our account is hacked. Means
अबे
this,
भोसड़ी के दे माँ का
program is
चूतिया
hacked in time. Here in Nepal also that will happen in one program. I think we
motherfuck
have to-
motherfuck 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 motherfuck
Brother
The
Ashraf,
person who is
Host
speaking
and
very
control the meeting.
badly, he cannot be removed even.
Actually-
so who is the organizer
Yeah, we are not able to
who has
remove
no
him.
control over
So,
this situation?
This will hack.
Somebody hacked.
So we have to
hacked.
explain.
वी आर हैकर्स तुम्हारा बाप हूँ नहीं अरे नहीं अभी नहीं यार अरे नहीं
Perhaps this site is
Actually,
hacked. So, Shapaluddin sir, we have to.
अरे अभी नहीं यार
Maybe we
ये
are
क्या
not able to continue this program because somebody has hacked the site, and these naughty people are from somewhere else, and they are using slang languages, bad remarks. They are not simply human being, and this is the problem in all over the world.
Okay, I think I have removed two.
I think
Somebody is saying
I
from
think,
Pakistan, Mudarabad to everyone. What kind of this Mudarabad?
It's all right. I don't know. Anyway, so there are good people
So
and bad
this is
people.
has been a political agenda.
Yeah, okay. So what I have done is I have removed two, and then I hope bad elements are gone. Now I will expect that our second presenter, Narendra Singh Thaguna, Dr. Narendra Singh Thaguna will present the paper. Dr. Narendra Singh Thaguna was awarded his PhD in cross-cultural psychology from Humayun University, India. He has been teaching psychology since 6 years in the Department of Psychology, Trichandra campus, PK campus, and Army College under Tribhuvan University. He is a well-traveled person. Apart from publishing some articles in journals of national and international repute, he has chaired scientific sessions and spoken as a speaker in a number of international conferences. He is actively dedicated to the field of psychology and mental health in Nepal. He is the founder of the School of Psychology in Nepal and vice president of Association of Psychologists in Nepal. He is founder member of Asia Pacific School Psychology Association and many other things. I can continue. He is a wonderful resource person. So I will now invite Dr. Narendra Singh Bhaguna to go ahead with his presentation.
Okay, thank you, sir, and good evening, all. Distinguished all the dignitaries and galaxy of psychology in South Asia. Respected Professor Thakur sir, Professor N.K. Saxena sir, Professor Rakesh sir, and so many, and Professor Alam sir, and so many more over there. So I would like to start my presentation now. Am I audible enough?
Yeah. You are loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. My today's topic is suicide prevention and intervention skills. So, suicide. I think Professor Kamaluddin sir nicely connected that how the this COVID-19 impact our day-to-day life. So I will not discuss those parts. So suicide is one of the burning issue due to this COVID-19 as well. So this is a public health concern issue. So suicide is the death by the self-directed injury behavior, which with any intent to die as the result of the behavior. Suicide is the act of deliberately causing one's own death. So suicide is a public health concern, and WHO estimated that by the 2020, 2% of global burden of the disease due to this suicide. So now more than 1 million people worldwide die by suicide annually. And if we will go through the certain risk factors, depression, anxiety, mental illness are the common in all cultural group. So this is the very burning issue to prevent suicide in every country or everywhere in the world. So globally, suicide is almost one of the leading cause of death, and there is every 3 seconds one individual attempted suicide, and every 40 seconds one individual means die by suicide. More than 3/4 of the world's suicide occurs in the developing country. So suicide in youth has been deeply linked to a recent stressful life event and pertaining factors associated with the principally interpersonal and legal problems, as well as other work and financial stress. So if we go through the statistics or fact or data, every 1 second, every one person die by suicide in a 40 second, and that is equivalent to 8 lakh per year. And that global burden is 1.4% all death, and the global suicide rate is 11.4 per 1 lakh. So if we will talking about that gender ratio, every 1 lakh there is a 15 male die by suicide, and every 1 lakh there is a 8 individuals die by female die by suicide. And in 2012, 76% of global suicide rate occurs in the low and middle income countries, and 39% of which occurs in the Southeast Asian region. So now we have a high suicide risk. So while we are talking about that age group, that 15 to 29 years age group individuals are high in suicide risk. So now if we are talking about that 2012 database, that top 10 suicide risk countries, including Sri Lanka, Nepal, and India is here in represent in South Asia. So while we are talking about gender and age, women 2 to 3 times more likely to attempt a suicide, and men more likely to complete suicide 2 to 3 times. So while we are talking about that age, 15 to 24 years individuals have a high suicide risk, or at the same time, elderly people over 75 years old individuals, world people have a high suicide risk. So why we have to talk about this issue? 135 peoples affected by the e-suicide death. That is equivalent to 108 million people braved by the suicide worldwide every year. And that another important fact is that for every one suicide, 25 people make a suicide attempt. That's why we have to have discuss this issue in this region or area. So while we are talking about this society in South Asia, in global rate 11.4 per 1 lakh, and in Sri Lanka 28.8 per 1 lakh, or Nepal 25.74 per 1 lakh, India 16.5, as well as followed Bhutan 10, Bangladesh 8, Pakistan 7.5, and Afghanistan 4.7, and Maldives has a 3 per 1 lakh population. These data shows. So, what are the risk factors, including this suicide? So, while we are talking about risk factors, including this suicide, there is that previous suicide attempt. Previous suicide attempt is very high. Previous suicide attempt, as well as a history of substance abuse, physical disability, and losing the friends or family members to a suicide, as well as ongoing exposures to the bullying behaviors and mental health conditions. And these mental health conditions, those who are die by suicide, more than 90% individuals have some sort of mental health conditions. So recent death of the family members or close friends, these are and access to the harmful means, as well as relationship problems, are the risk factors, which is including high risk due to for a suicide. So if we are talking about a protecting factor, am I audible enough?
Yeah, you are loud.
Yeah, while we are talking about the protective factors across the lifespan, that skill is very essential component, how to handle the different situation or different situation, skills to think, communicate, solve problems, manage anger, other negative other negative emotions, as well as coping skills, as well as a purpose and a value in life, hope for the future, pet, work-life focus, family connections and support, feeling of use in your world, as well as a personal characteristics like health and access to the healthcare, positive outlook, healthy lifestyle, as well as choosing a spirituality or a religious beliefs. And this one research shows that those who are participating in a every week, at least once in a week, those who are participating in a religious activity, they have a 5 times less suicide risk than those who are not participating those activities. So these are the personal characteristics which protect us suicide risk and support family, friend, mentor, vocational, and other caring connected people's connection support is very essential to protect from that suicide risk. Safe environment, restricting access to the lethal means, and personal safety are the protecting factors. While we are talking about those protecting factors, parental connectedness. Parental connectedness is one of the important factors. Parental connectedness, as well as non-parental connected adults, as well as school safety program like mental mental well-being in a classroom or a mental wellness in classroom type of activities, as well as a caring and close caring and sharing friends, overall resiliency, neighborhood safety, as well as assist awareness of and access to the local health services and academic achievement. These are the protecting factors through which we will protect the individuals from suicide risk. And while we are talking about a warning sign, that research research shows that, or these are the few warning signs, like while we are using that abbreviation is path warm, ideation or threat of communicated substance abuse, or excessive or increased substance abuse, as well as no reason to leave, or anxiety, agitation, or insomnia, trapped feeling, no way out from this trapping type of feeling, hopelessness, nothing will ever change, and a withdrawal from the family, friend, society, and anger, unbearable, uncontrollable anger or rage, seeking a revenge, and reckless activities and risky activities, unthinking, as well as mood changes or dramatic mood changes are the warning signs. And while we are talking about a warning sign, we see over there that individuals who have a high suicide risk, they direct verbal warning signs: I am going to kill myself, I am going to end it all, and I wish I were dead, and I am thinking about a suicide. If such and such doesn't happen, I will kill myself. These are the direct verbal signs used by the individuals who have a high suicide risk. And a few there is a few indirect verbal signs, like indirect verbal warning signs: I shouldn't have been born, as well as I wish I were dead, my family would be better off without me, and I just want out, as well as I won't be around much longer. These are the non-verbal indirect verbal warning signs presented by the individuals who have a high suicide risk. As well as another warning signs, if we will talking about those warning signs, we will see the different individuals who have a high suicide risk. They will show the different warning signs, like a negative view of self, as well as a sense of hopelessness or no future for no hope for future, isolation or a feeling alone, aggressiveness and the irritability, and possessive little means feeling like a burden to others, dramatic mood change and behaviors. Frequently talking about those individuals who have a high risk, they are frequently talking about death, self-harm like a cutting behavior, and engaging in risky activity and behaviors. And individuals who are in high risk, they will make a funeral arrangement. If he or she is responsible for a family members, he or she will hand over the responsibility to the other members of a family, and like that, and giving things away, and substance abuse, and make a suicide threat. These are the warning signs. And while we are talking about these warning signs in a talking while they are talking with other individuals, they will show these sort of behaviors, like being a burden to others, experiencing unbearable pain, killing themselves, feeling trapped, as well as having a no reason to live. And while we saw that their mood, and they have a depression, loss of interest, rage, irritability, humiliation, and anxiety. As well as while we are talking about that behavioral level, they have a withdrawal symptoms from activities, increasing a use of alcohol and other drugs, acting reckless activity, looking for a way to kill themselves, such as searching online for the materials or a means, as well as isolation from the family and friends, visiting or calling up people to say goodbye, and giving away prizes, possessions, as well as sleeping too much or too little, and aggression. These are the few warning signs that suggested by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So while who can help them? Anyone can help them, and any individuals become a helpline for a suicide prevention. simply anyone, parents, guardian, other family members, school psychologists, social worker, counselors, nurses, teachers, personal physician or nurse, personal clergyman, or local hospitals, and in the each and every individual of a society will help those who are have a suffering. And three things we have to remember, like connect, communicate, care. Using this strategy will prevent a suicide. And while we are talking about a suicide worksheet, how we will do lethality assessment. So there is a few guided questions, or you will do use these things to identify the who are individuals who is in a high suicide risk, like asking, are you having a thought of the harming yourself, and onset, when did these thoughts begin, and the duration, how long do these thoughts occurs, hours, days, or weeks, and frequency, how many times a day, weeks, do you have a thoughts of the harming yourself and suicide. These are the few directed behavior directed questions from where we will identify the risk of an individual. And intensity, describe those thoughts on a scale like a 1 to 10. How disturbing are these thoughts to you? And means a self-barometer checklist, using a self-barometer checklist, like a 0 is minimum and 10 is a maximum. Like that, we will identify the intensity as well as intent thought. Do you plan to the commit a suicide? If so, what is your plan? And these are the guided questions through which we will identify the individual's risk of individual. And while we are talking about assessment, at that time we have to have a go through these 4 steps. That thought, if individual have a suicidal thought or not, if they have a plan or not, and if they decided a means or not, and if have a previous attempt or not. If they have a no thought, they are in not risk. And if they have a mild thought without a plan, that is a means at a mild level risk, that thought without planning, and thought, plan but not decided a means to which mean he or she will use, that is they are in a moderate risk. And severe, those who are severe in risk, thought, plan, decided to mean, as well as at the previous attempts. And if any individuals have this last one, that previous that thought, plan, decided means, as well as previous attempts, they are high in risk, and at that time we have to take immediate response to prevent them. And yeah, we will use there is a one activity through which we will identify. Actually, in a workshop, I will try to make this, but right now I will not use this due to the time constraint. So, your circle of safety. If we will do, means we will what we will do, keep individuals while we are talking about identifying a risk. We have to have a identify the safety net, means means individuals who is to whom we are talking about, they will keep themselves in center, and while they are in a difficult situation, to whom he or she will talk with first, and they will make this safety circle, maybe friends, family members, or others. And if we will go through that safety net, they have a less safety connection. If we will do this activity with the normal people, they have a more safety net, family members, friends, other important individuals who will support in a crisis situation. But that time, an individual who have a high suicide risk, they have a less safety risk. Means they have a less that safety support, crisis circle of the safety is less. So through that, we will identify that as well. And while we are talking about a risk, means risk assessment, that time individuals, if they have these sort of symptoms, they are in high risk, like a plan with a preparatory or a rehearsal behaviors, previous attempted, plan with the intent thought, as well as severe psychotic problem symptoms, acute triggering event and assist to the lethal means, poor social support, as well as a poor internal and external protecting factors, multiple risk factors, impaired judgment, and unable to connect for the safety. These are the, if any individual have these sort of symptoms, they are in a high suicide risk. And while those who are in a medium suicide risk, they have a suicidal ideation with no clear plan, suicidal ideation with a limited intent, prior attempt, limited social support, some internal and external protecting factors they have, and few if any trigger events, and willing to contact for a safety. And those who have this sort of symptoms, they have a medium level risk. And those who are in a low suicide risk, they only the general thoughts of the death with no plan, only a general thoughts of the death with no behavior, no prior attempt, utilize a therapeutic support, utilize a social support. And these those individuals who have these symptoms, they have a less suicide risk. And while we are checklist or warning sign, feeling empty, hopelessness, or having no reason to live, feeling trapped, or feeling that there are no solution, feeling unbearable pain or emotional or physical pain, acting anxious or agitated, showing rage, or talking about the seeking a revenge, or displaying an external mood swing, talking about a suicide or thinking about a death often, talking about a great guilt or a shame, and talking about being a burden, saying a good to friends or family members, they have a high risk, or we have to have aware about those signs and symptoms. Using alcohol or a drug more than the often, taking a great risk that lead to death, putting in order or a give away position, and changing eating and sleeping habits, making a plan or looking for a way to kill themselves. These are the high risk. And detection of the suicidal persons, active intervention, alleviation of the immediate risk factors, enhancement of the protecting factors, accomplish referral, assist to the treatment, accurate diagnosis, and aggressive treatment is the necessary to detection of suicidal risk. And there is a cultural sensitive suicide prevention and intervention. And we in our cultural different cultural group have a different type of suicide prevention cultural resiliency practices, that are biological personality, cultural environment, and social context. And we will focus on these components, so we will say about them through that culture sensitive suicide prevention intervention. And a medical field model of a suicide prevention activity that again focus spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional health. And this is also the another best strategy or intervention programs that focus educational and mental health literacy and all the things, and physical health as well as emotional health, and cultural and spirituality. Through that we will prevent suicide in a community level. And cultural, we have we are a rich in a different culture. South Asia have a different rich culture. So why not we will develop our own cultural art-based cultural resiliency practices. While we are talking about a cultural resiliency, considered how cultural background, cultural value, languages, customs, norms help individuals and community overcome the adversity. And cultural resiliency suggested that the individuals and community can deal with and overcome adverse, not just based on the individual characteristics alone, but also from the support of the large socio-cultural factors. So we have to focus on promoting a cultural resiliency in our own cultural practice. If I will talk about art-based cultural resiliency practice in Nepalese cultural group, we have a lot of diverse group of people here in Nepal, and every cultural group have their own cultural coping and cultural coping strategy. And so parvas means there is a festivals, different festivals which in local language or in Nepali we will say parva, jatra, and melas. Folk music, different folk musics or folk music like a Deuda, Rodi, lok dohri and teej songs, music, dance, and art forms we all cultural have. So why not we will incorporate these components to prevent a suicide through our own cultural resiliency practices. And another one important suicide prevention practice that is known as a SAFE program, and especially for a teen suicide prevention, this is very useful and a sign of the suicidal thinking, asking a questions, validate the person's experiences, encourage a treatment and encourage a treatment, and in this way we will prevent a suicide in a community level. And another important to promote a suicide prevention in a school level or a college level, teen suicide or campus suicide prevention, mental wellness in classroom model also the important. And where while we are talking about mental wellness, spiritual, social, emotional, sexual, environmental, physical, and occupational resiliency, we will promote these. And while we are talking mental wellness in a classroom, that time we will focus on a social and emotional competency of the student, concentrate support in the time of need, social connection, knowledge of parenting and child development, and parental resiliency. These are the major components within a mental wellness in a classroom. And this is a beneficial for students' academic development, career development, and social development. Through that, we will prevent a suicide. And suicide prevention practices worldwide. There is a lot of suicide prevention practices done in a worldwide, and there is a in universal level, public awareness campaign, mental health promotion, suicide awareness, school curricula, restricting access to media reporting guideline, web-based screen support and services in suicide screening. These are the universal level prevention effort. And selective level of the prevention effort, that is in a selective level, skill test, screening, suicide prevention and support services, suicide prevention training for the primary care physician, as well as a suicide screening, gatekeepers training, or a suicide hotline and a crisis lines. And a level of in indicated level, that psychological treatment, psychiatric treatment, emergency department and follow-up care, and reducing the harmful use of alcohol, and web-based suicide prevention support and services. These are indicative level. So this again, suicide prevention, effective prevention measures suggested by the WHO, also the that in the same way, like restricting of mean responsible media reporting, introduce alcohol policy, school-based intervention, early identification and treatment, and training of the health workers, follow-up care, and community support. These are the and in Nepal, what we are doing for the last 10 years, suicide prevention practices in Nepal, Kachari health literacy campaign for suicide prevention facilitation training, lifeline saving lives, sidewalk talk community project, Mankochari, mental wellness in classroom, workplace mental health and stress management and self-care, mental health first aid and psychological first aid for a mental health literacy, media talk, and these are the activities. And our organizations, the School of Psychology Nepal's contribution and our prevention model is prevention, intervention, and post-prevention. In prevention, advocacy, awareness, and training. In intervention, counseling, psychotherapy, individual and group level. In post-prevention, suicide prevention support groups and self-help groups and peer educators for those who are suicide prevention support groups, and to whom we are working, health professionals, teachers, police personnel and army personnel, media reporting, journalists, community leaders, and religious group leaders. And we are working with a different group, and these are the few glimpses how we are working over here. And saying these things, finally, building a positive mental health, promote mental health literacy. So while we are talking about promoting a mental health literacy or building a positive mental health, that time we have to have a focus on creating a healthy routine for our community people or individuals, connecting with other peoples, and owning your feelings, eliminating toxic individuals, and supporting others. These are the preventive measures of promoting a psychological well-being or mental well-being of individuals, and through that we will save individuals life. And in conclusion, suicide is preventable, and it needed a timely intervention to save a life. Ask, are you okay? Connect, communicate, and care is the key component. Connect with their network, communicate with them, and care them, and identify alarming symptoms. And symptoms are crucial. Take a minute, change a life. Saying these words, I will conclude my presentation, and over to you, Ashraf sir. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Thagona, it's a wonderful presentation. I understand, and we have got a lot of participants from country and abroad. From Bangladesh, many scholars have joined, principals. I cannot name. There are too many scholars, those who have joined from abroad also. So now we have got two invited guests. Other than that, also we have got very senior psychologists here present. So as a gesture of showing respect to the guests, I'll invite the guests to speak a few minutes, and then we will have our country's scholars speaking about this. Now I will invite Professor Jokai Tuluangi of Mizoram University. Professor Jokai, you are here? Yeah, I know you are here. Professor Jokai is an educationist. She is the head of the department and of psychology of Mizoram University and dean of School of Social Sciences. She has done her MPhil from Delhi University and PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University. She has guided 17 PhD programs, and she has got a lot of specialization in different fields. She's too busy. She has got membership of in different boards and all, 28 boards in national level, 4 committees, and state level 4 committees or commissions. So and she is life member of 10 national and international organizations. So from her busy schedule, that she has she has joined us for this webinar. We are grateful. I will now invite Professor Jokai Tuluangi of Mizoram University, India, to give her inputs. Professor Jokai?
Yes, sir. You think? But the host is not allowing participant to unmute themselves. Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. Okay. Now it's okay. This also. The host disable participant screen sharing. Okay, sir, can I share the small screen?
Yeah, you can share the. Oh, I see. You want to share the screen?
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make you co-host, and then you will show the screen.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Then without that, also I'm just saying that. Okay, because of this COVID-19, all over India, almost 215 countries we are suffering. And the WHO says so 98% suffer from this COVID-19. And because of that 98%, we all are having mental problems. Okay, this is no doubt. So today we are going to talk about that, suicide and mental health. Okay, so most of that, who are attempted suicide or, who are committed suicide, most of them are having mental problem, and the most common mental problems are, impulsivity and bipolar and depression, and so many others there. Because I'll not take time. Okay. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that those who are committed suicide and those who are attempting that suicide, they are having mental problem. Okay. So the mental problem, so many factors are there. We have so many theories that in psychology we have different theories. All the theories are saying that that mental problem because of this parenting, most of them, like Sigmund Freud also says that during that childhood, so many stages are there, and they have to fulfill. And if it's not fulfilled that and all, and then they'll stagnate there, and they'll fix it there, and then that will lead to immaturity. Okay, I'll just make it short, and like that, and by this. Medical model also saying that whatever that mental problem is because of that biochemical imbalances in our body. Okay, because in our bodies is full of chemical. If because of that, maybe because of some kind of reasons, maybe because of, let us say, stress. Okay, this COVID-19. As we keep saying that it is very stressful everywhere. It is very, people are suffering. So because of that stress, that's affected our physical body, and that's tightened our body, and that controlled or that's affected that our physiological organs, and that our physiological organs could not secrete sufficient chemicals which is required for a healthy person. Okay, and because of that, imbalances can happen there. All right, and the other one is that cognitive model also says that persons who is having mental problem, they have some kind of difficulties in their thought problems, maybe the way the perception, that memory, like so many another cognitive functionings are not functioning well, and because of that they have this mental problem. And cultural model also says that the persons where they are living in, there is a problem there, and that can affect their mental their way of doing, and they might not be well adjusted to the that the culture where they are are staying there, and like that. And in some of in the same culture, if there is not any good model of to follow that, and that's so many different adverse or antisocial behaviors are there, and then they are imitating that, or they are following that. That is like that. Anyway, that model also saying that that's a mental problem is because of the culture. Okay. And the other one is that, transcendental model also says that a person who is far from that God, and they could not get, they could not have a good mental health. Okay. So like that. So different theories says mental problem is, it's started from the beginning of life. And, Erickson also says at the beginning of, that's persons, the stages are very until and unless they completed that, and they cannot go up to the next one. And because of that, that's they will stagnate in that. So they could not get a mature life, good mental health. Okay, so like that. Those who are having mental problem, we can say that they are having problems during their childhood, and so many evidences are there. That evidences says that those who are having mental problem, they may be facing some adverse environment during their childhood, bad experiences. Maybe their parents are separated. Maybe they are abused mentally. Maybe they are abused. Maybe sexually abused. Maybe physically abused. So like that, they could not have a good mental health. So all of those together, if we conclude that that's parenting is very, very important. If parents, if they set a good models for their children, and if they have a good guidelines how to face a problem, how to stand out, or how to cope adversity, and then they can cope it well, and they will stand out. And in this COVID-19 also, those who have a good parents, and they don't have much problem. But those who does not have, or who does not have a good guidelines or good model of parents, they're having more troubles. In my place also, in my state, right now I am the convener of COVID-19 psychological and social guidance. So every the quarantine, and then the frontline people, and then those COVID-19 victims, and those who are standard passengers. So many people we met them because we have to give them a counseling, and from them also we have learned a lot that. Those who doesn't have a good, family background, good family background means that it's not that economic, okay. But those who are having, a good attachment, and those who are having, a good teaching from their parents, they cope better than other people, and they don't have much problem. But even they are so rich that and all, but
You unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
do that. All right. If their parents are not giving any good teaching, even they are so rich and all, but they could not cope with that. We know it so well that in Spain also, that a person who's so rich, but since he could not cope with that, and then he was committed suicide from that a high tall building. That, okay, it's like that. So it's not that richness, but the important one is the parents are important. Our parents are very, very important, and we have to give a good guidance to our children. And though I don't have much time, and because of I will not extend much. But what I wanted to say here is everyone's are having a problem. This COVID-19 also, we are not alone suffering from this COVID-19 stress. Everyone all over the world, every people, every countries are suffering that. So let us know that we are not alone. So why should we commit a suicide? So it will be for some times. After some years, maybe after some months, maybe it will be over. We will, overcome someday. So let us have hope. And another good thing is, we can take in another way. Because of this COVID-19, we all are meeting together, tonight also. From different countries, we are meeting together. We are trying to solve, the problems. And so we are sharing that, how to solve the problem also. This is very good in other way, And not only of that, before we hardly extend our help to other people. But because of this COVID-19, we extended our help, and which we have never done this kind of extending help to other people, but because of this COVID-19, we are extending our help to other people. This is also another good thing. And another thing is we have learned so many new normals. In the new normals, we have to spend a little, and only important things we have to buy. This kind of things also we have learned out, from this COVID-19. So all of those, children are children. I'll just repeat again that children are children. As psychologists, we know it so well that when they born it, they are just playing tabula rasa. We all know that, okay, tabula rasa. According to that, how we mold it, that they are like this, okay. So whatever the problem they have, mental problem they have, most of. And this antisocial behavior also, most of, this is because of the way we are that parenting, parenting styles. This is also another very important thing. So, we have different kind of parenting styles. In another day, we'll discuss about it. That. So today, I just wanted to conclude with this, that this mental health and suicide, they are very related. So many evidences are there, but I could not share that. And moreover, I don't have much time. This is one thing, but I also wanted to highlight is that parents are so important. So for the suicide, especially the suicide, impulsivity control. If we look at that, friend society. Right from the beginning, they let them, they teach them that how to control their needs. Even we give something to eat. Until that, lunchtime or meal time it comes, they never give it. They just keep it there. Okay. So from the beginning, they start how to control their impulsivity. Okay. The same thing happened in the Japanese also. Mm, who right from the beginning is around that 7 years they learned not depending on others, they can manage themselves to go to the schools. This is we have to teach them that, but in some these days in some society, even when they are a student of the college, their parents are dropping and picking them up. How they will have independence, how they will be able to stand alone. So we parent has to learn many things, how to, take care of our children. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Jokai Tuluaki. She is a wonderful, she's a scholar, and she is the rather guide of the scholars. And from her busy schedule, she has given us time, and I'm really grateful. We have got another discussion, but somehow he has been actually, ousted during the chaos. Professor Dr. Shalom from Aligarh Muslim University. He is so busy, and but he kept our request and he joined. But at this moment, I am not getting him anyway. So. From our country, we have got a lot of scholars who have joined. The ex-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Akbaruddin. We have got our chair, who is the current Vice Chancellor. We have got Dr. Mahmudul Hassan, Dr. Nurulis. There are many who will be speaking on this. But let me first invite. I will request first. Professor Nirmal Saxena from India, and then Professor G.P. Thakur, and then, of course, Professor Padmakali Banerjee. Professor Saxena, sir, if you just give us a few minutes input. Dr. Saxena, you are, I know you are there. Hello. Okay. In the meantime, we can listen to Dr. G.P. Thakur. G.P. Thakur, sir. Hello. Professor G.P. Thakur.
Please unmute first, please. Professor G.P. Thakur, you unmute first.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just I do. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay. It's
okay, fine. Yes. Okay, thank you. Really, it was a very wonderful deliberation. My first comment is this. Second one is, this society, which was formed with a very pious, the attitude and the idea. So I wish that our psychologists from these Asian countries who are over here, they should try to concentrate the problems of society in their own countries, because everybody has been talking about the religious factor, the cultural factor, the social factor. These factors are there. But we all know that in different places, even in one country, there are different social groups, social values. They are slightly different from one the other. The value of, the religion, that plays very important part. So what is the real cause of suicide? That should be taken care of in different parts of the country. I think one concentration should be over there. In Nepal, he narrated very nicely what are the measures, what they have taken. But naturally, what are the special features, special causes? When I